Alright gang, welcome to Hansens Speed Shop. Before we get started here, I just want to apologize because they're mowing the lawn in the background, so it might get kind of noisy. But today's, I'm waiting on parts yet to finish up my throttle linkage, and then I'm waiting on my choke cable and a bracket for the choke cable. But last time, after I finished up, I had, these carbs don't have a port on them for a vacuum, so you have to either drill into the carbs, which I did not want to do, or run a vacuum port off your intake. Luckily this intake had multiple areas where I could plumb in. I didn't have to do any drilling or anything, so I just ran a fitting out of the intake right here, and then I painted it to match so it just kind of blends in. And then I ran it to a T, so this line goes to the distributor, and then this line goes down to the transmission. So basically I'm waiting on a few things yet to finish this up. I need some fittings yet for our fuel line. But also, so here is going to be our new fuel block. So I got this set up. I'm going to make a little bracket to mount it kind of in this area right here. So I need to make that yet. And then basically just while I'm waiting on parts, I decided to pull the radiator hoses off, which I'm really glad I did because I was planning on replacing the upper radiator hose anyway. But look at this antifreeze that was in here. It's just horribly old, dirty, disgusting. So I'm gonna flush this whole system out, and then I got some new hoses, and then I'm also gonna put a new thermostat in here just because I don't know what's in here or how good it is. So just little things like this. When you get a car that's been sitting for a while, you definitely want to go through and change fluids and stuff like that. So the upper radiator hose, remember, was just this little short guy right here. So I just went to O'Reilly's and I got this hose which basically matched the bend, so then I'll just cut it like right up here somewhere. That'll work for our upper radiator hose. And then I was gonna just use that one, but I think I'm gonna get a new one. So I'll get this system flushed out. I apologize for they're mowing the lawn next to my garage here. So I'll finish getting this flushed out, and then we'll go from there. All right, so lawnmowers have quieted down a bit. These videos are real life, so we just roll with whatever happens. But getting back to flushing out your coolant, even if your car, if the coolant in it's not like dirty, but it's old, like antifreeze and stuff only really lasts for so long. Like they say you want to flush it out every 10 years or so roughly anyway, because when like antifreeze or any kind of coolant gets old, it starts getting like acidic, and it'll start eating up all of your engine parts. And like especially if you got something like rare, like a rear intake or water pump or whatever, it'll start eating that up. Also not good on head gaskets. It'll start etching away the water ports on the gaskets, and they'll start leaking, and you have blown head gaskets. So just a good idea to do this anyway, especially on an unknown car. A lot of gross stuff. So we're gonna flush the radiator out and the block itself, try to get all that old nasty stuff out. And then I'm gonna, in here, I've never run it in anything before, but I'm gonna try some waterless coolant. It doesn't get acidic or corrode stuff up like normal coolant does. It's pretty expensive, but I think it's just gonna be worth it down the road. And I'm gonna try, I've never tried it before, so I think it's made by Evans, so I'm gonna get some of that. And we'll try it out on this car, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'm gonna order up like a 180 thermostat, new gasket, clean all that up. So right now, I'm gonna run back to O'Reilly's and get a new bottom radiator hose or lower radiator hose, but I'm going to use the old one for the flushing process, and then we'll get this thing flushed out. All right guys, so it has been another week's gone by. I had to get a bunch of parts, and I was waiting on some stuff coming in the mail anyway, so I'll just show you guys what I all got. So I needed a choke, so these carbs will have a manual choke, so I got this Edelbrock choke cable, and I just got it because I like the little Edelbrock equipped that's engraved on the end of the knob there. And then I got this choke cable bracket to mount this underneath the dash, and then I think I'm going to paint that bracket probably white so it just blends in with the dash. Then we got this really cool choke cable bracket. It's a Edmunds bracket, so it'll look really cool. Old school speed equipment. That'll bolt to the back of the carburetor, and then the cable will run through there and then hook to the carbs. Also these little chrome throttle return springs to go on, and those will mount to the throttle linkage. And then to mount the throttle cable and the choke cable to the carbs, I got these cool Stromberg like bullet mounts, so those will look really cool. Then I had to get two more fittings, chrome fittings from Speedway. These are for to mount the fuel line to the carburetors themselves. Then I got a new fuel or a water neck. The one that was on there was really corroded up, and the metal was really eaten away. So I got basically a replica, exact same one with even the same original Chrysler part number on it. This is a reproduction one, but it's like an exact copy. So I'll clean this up, get that painted, got a new gasket, Mr. Gasket 180 high performance thermostat's gonna go in, and then I got some new stainless bolts. Also, I need to replace two freeze plugs in the block behind, they're the ones directly behind the exhaust manifold, so I can't like get in there to pound them in or whatever. So I got these like screwing, or like these ones will tighten up. These were NOS Chrysler ones from like the 60s, so hopefully those will work out. We'll try them out. If not, we'll go a different route. But basically all this is what we got going on the car. I got the radiator hose for the top cut down. Hopefully that should work out. I cut the new bottom hose down and got that on already. Flushed out everything like you've seen. So I'm just gonna get to work, start mocking some of this stuff up and laying it out, and see what's gonna work, what's not gonna work, or if I'm gonna need anything extra or whatever. So tomorrow's Sunday. I have plans Sunday. So basically whatever I get done today is what I get done. So let's get to work. Also, if you noticed, I got a car cover for the car. I actually ordered this like right when I first got the car, but I finally decided to throw it on because I'm sick every time I come back. It's all dusty and I gotta clean everything again. So I went to California Car Covers. Really happy with them. I've dealt with them in the past, and they make a really nice high quality car cover, and they basically can either custom fit you a car cover like they did with this, or they've got car covers to fit anything, car, motorcycle, truck, whatever. And whether you're keeping it outside or in your garage, whatever, they got something that'll pretty much work for anybody. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but they were just really good to work with, and the cover fits awesome. So super happy with them. If you need a really nice car cover, check them out. But I'm gonna peel this off and get to work. All right, guys, these plugs that I got, I found these on eBay. This one was a little bit more tarnished than the other one. The other one looked perfect, but I'll just clean this up a little bit. But these worked out really, really good. I found them on eBay, and the listing said that they were for like early 413 or 426 max wedge motors or 426 Hemi. But basically, usually all the Chrysler freeze plugs all fit the same. So I tried them and they worked. They fit really good. The part number on these was 2402649. And then they came with this like cardboard washer on the back. I'm not running that because it just doesn't make sense to have cardboard getting wet inside of your engine. So I just took that off. Otherwise, this part just kind of clips onto the inside wall of the block, and then when you tighten the nut up, it pulls against this washer and tightens it up. Worked really good. I was able to get in there behind the exhaust manifold to do it, because normally with a standard style freeze plug, you got to use like a socket or something to pound it into the block and get it nice and flush. There's absolutely no way, I'll show you when I'm talking about that, I could get in there to do that. So if we look behind the exhaust manifold there, you can see right here where my finger is where that plug was. So there's no way I would have been able to get in there and do like a traditional style freeze plug like you see right there. So this worked out really good, and super happy with that. So I'm working on getting the throttle linkages on here just to tie the two carbs together with the little return springs. That all seems to be working out really good. I've got my chrome inlets here. I was trying to mock this up for this choke cable bracket, and because I don't know if this was meant for original Strombergs or Holly 94s, or that's what it said this should fit on, it doesn't fit quite right because this has kind of a beveled edge to it, and that bevel is not allowing this to go up far enough for this hole to line up. So I'm gonna have to sand this like straight and then kind of just repolish it a little bit, and it should fit fine. And then that's basically where I'm at so far, just doing little odds and ends stuff. But I don't know if I showed my new radiator, lower radiator hose. That looks really nice on there. Before it just had like the accordion style one on there, which, I mean, I don't, for some people hate those. I've used them in the past. They work okay, and I don't think they look terribly bad, but I kind of prefer just the nice smooth style better. So got that taken care of. So I'm gonna clean up that other plug, throw that in the other side, and then I'm gonna start, I gotta modify that bracket like I just showed you, and then I'll get this water neck cleaned up. I'm just gonna clean up some of this casting on here before I paint it. And then we can throw the thermostat together. I think that'll be the next thing I do. Once we get that all taken care of, then I'll jump onto this choke setup. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for this one. We got quite a few little projects finished up on the hot rod. We got our new radiator hoses on. Lower one looks really good. Got our new upper one on. Those look really good. Should work a lot better. Got our new filler neck on, all painted up, and I put on some nice stainless hardware. Got our throttle linkage on. That looks really good. I finished sanding the choke cable bracket, and then I repolished everything. That fits on there really nice now. So that wasn't a super big deal, just a little bit of extra work. Sometimes when you're doing this custom stuff, that's just to be expected. So what we're gonna do next time is, this was the old throttle cable bracket. This is gonna mount on the back of the carb here on this bolt here. I'm gonna clean this up, paint it, and then we can get our throttle hooked up. And then I'm still figuring out where I want to mount the bracket for the choke cable under the dash. Then we'll get that painted up, hooked up, feed our new cable through, and then get that hooked up. And then I also am gonna make a bracket probably out of aluminum that'll bolt right here on the intake. And then we can mount our new fuel block to that, and then finish running our fuel lines and our new fuel filter, and then get this all buttoned up. And then basically she should be ready to go then. The only other things that we have left to do before this car could be started and driven is I need to replace the rear shocks yet, which I have to get some shocks before we can do that. We can run the radiator and this fan as is for now, but before we get into the process of fitting the new grill shell and sectioning that down and everything, this electric cooling fan is going to have to get replaced with a thinner, more low profile one, because this is a pretty thick radiator combined with this is a really thick fan. It's not all going to fit inside that grill shell, so that'll have to get addressed. But we're getting pretty close, guys, making a lot of progress. Tomorrow I'm planning on going to a little local car show, so I'll do a video on that. I'm not sure if that'll come out before or after this one gets posted. But that's going to do it for this one. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate any and all support to the channel. Comment below. I read everybody's comments and I try to reply to everybody. And share the video. Go check out the channel. There's tons of cool gearhead stuff on the channel. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. So until next time, get out, work on your own projects, get those hands dirty and greasy, stay cool, and we'll catch you cats on the next one. Thanks for watching.